I turned the treehouse in Gorilla Tag into a Lego set. Let me explain. I started last night. I was bored on my PC watching YouTube, then I found this guy who made Gorilla Tag Lego MOCs, like ILL Lego MOCs, and I'm like, hey, I made a Lego stump not that long ago, a couple months ago, and I don't think I have the files for it anymore, but I still have the photos. And I'm currently working on a city MOC, which is gonna be a giant Lego set. Trust me, that one's over $100 already to just buy it. Anyways, hey, besides that MOC, I haven't built something out of Legos in a while. So, I'm gonna look around, see what's in Forest that's not the stump, and that's not city, and you know, what to make into a Lego set. And that's what I started to do. To look around Forest and decide what was gonna become my next Lego set idea for Gorilla Tag. Because I already did Stump with Gazebo, and the Megaphone. The campfire and slide aren't enough. Maybe in the future I'll make this giant ramp with the bridge, but it wasn't double walls. But I turned my attention to the treehouse. I'm like, oh, that's it! Bazinga! I'm gonna make that into my next Lego set. And that's what I did. So in my bedroom, at my PC, I went on Google, searched up the treehouse, even took an in-game picture of the treehouse, specifically the branches, and started building it out of Lego. I don't have the footage of me building it, you know, because that would take hours and hours to condense that footage down into a very, you know, speedy time-lapse. But here's what I came up with. So I want to go over the minifigures first because there's some issues with them. Mainly because there's some areas on the minifigure where you cannot print, like no matter what, because Lego won't print in that part. Which is why if you look at the minifigures, which I'm showing you on screen, they kind of do look a bit wonky. Also, I drew all the stuff myself, like I kind of traced the outlines, colored it, and I had to make the colors very simplistic because, you know, Lego printing isn't that detailed. So yeah. Anyways, as you're seeing the figures, we have Frank, me, obviously, since I made the set, and for simplicity reasons, I couldn't add my necklace. Then we have Chibi, Official Lemon, and Alec 1515. But yeah, if you're wondering why I chose these people, I chose me because I made the set. I chose Frank because he's, you know, the head of Gorilla Tag, or, you know, I guess the icon for it. I chose Chibi since I would have done Starlet Snail, but they don't have anything close to his crown piece in Lego form, so I went with the other version of Starlet Snail, Chibi. Yeah, I kind of see them as like the same creator, but different accents and different, you know, characters, I guess. And then Official Lemon, because why not? His stuff was pretty simple, kind of like Elliot's, but I didn't want to include Elliot. And Alec 1515, because I'm pretty sure he was the first Gorilla Tag player, so might as well have him in the first Gorilla Tag set that I'm officially releasing on Bricklink. More about that later. But yeah, here's all the minifigures with, you know, the photos, names, all that. I will say, the hardest minifigure to I don't know why I said, I will say, the hardest minifigure to make was definitely Frank, because I had to print on the arms, the sides of the torso, the front and the back on the torso, and all over the hat. It was pretty difficult, but I did, you know, do it. And then the second hardest was Official Lemon's hat. Mainly because, you know, printing all over the hat. Everything else was, besides like the chest and the face, everything else came along pretty smoothly. So, yeah. Anyways, enough about the minifigures. Let me show you the set. So, a couple things you will notice about the set is how the slant, you know, you can obviously see, you know, the cracks and how it's not a perfect slant. That's because the way I was building it, I couldn't, you know, add those perfect slants. Like, I tried and I just couldn't, you know, with the way I did the roof with, you know, a hinge piece. And then after that, obviously, I didn't add the slope on the terrain. I didn't add the terrain texture. Mainly, the terrain texture is due because I didn't want to print another piece or have another printed piece. And just because I didn't want, you know, the piece count to go even higher. So I'm pretty sure the set together, which I'll tell you the place later. And obviously, the tree right in front of the tree house isn't there. I just have the tree house and whatnot, and I will say that like you know, clear beam thing is mainly just for support, just so the set doesn't, you know, crumple and topple over. And yeah, other than that, the set's pretty good. I got a, you know, a front view, side view, as you're obviously seeing on screen. And yeah, I really do hope y'all do like this set, because it took me hours of sleepless night to, you know, make it. especially the minifigures, which, you know, that I already talked about those, so I won't continue with those. Just know they took a long time, and yeah. Anyways, here's some extra stuff that I don't know where to put. One, I'm making a short about this, obviously. I swear to God, if the short about me making an entire Lego set with custom prints, highly detailed to my best that I could, doesn't get on Community Spotlight, I might crash out. Like, I generally might. Besides that, though, I am making future sets, obviously. I'm working on a giant city mock, as I said. I'm pretty sure I made a short about the city mock. Obviously, I'm going to add printed pieces, all that, the other stories, and more. You can obviously go vote for the treehouse thing on BlickLink. Please help me get it to 10,000 supporters, because we know Gorilla Tag's willing to do Lego sets, so hopefully they're willing to do this one I made. Yeah. Also, for the city build, I need suggestions in the comments on who I should add as minifigures for the city build. Mainly because I need more minifigure ideas for Gorilla Tag content creators. I'll admit, if you're a small content creator, I'm saying this as nicely as possible. Please don't say, make me as a minifigure. I'm trying to get, like, the big creators as minifigures first, then I'll move on to the smaller creators. I already know the next set, the city set, is going to have Frank, since I want Frank to be in all the sets that I make, since he's going to be, like, the Shaggy and Scooby of the scene. If you know, you know. I know for the next set, besides Frank, I want to add a Lava Monkey, Elliot, and Major. So that rounds up to around 4 people. And for the city set, since I'm already making it giant, and it's already going to cost, you know, a lot, I want there to be 10 minifigures. So that leaves 6 minifigure slots left open. Honestly, if a verified YouTuber or, Fingerpainter comments on this video, I'll probably add them. But yeah. Anyways, have a nice day. I already said subscribe. And hopefully this gets me on Community Spotlight. So, bye!